After playing Destiny Rising a little bit too much, I've got 10 useful tips the game doesn't tell you about or does a really bad job of explaining. First tip, you can get mythics from fishing. I've got about 4 at this point, and they do seem to drop fairly frequently. Let me know what mythics you've got in the comment section, because I'm curious which mythics actually drop from fishing. The next tip, you can reset all of your progress on your hero and weapons and get back all of the resources entirely free. Let me show you how. If you go to any hero here and select, for example, the relic abilities, you'll have the quick reset button at the bottom. And as you see this, you'll get all of your resources back. Now it does say the reset feature will become unavailable after completing the handbook. This essentially means once you've completed the campaign, you can no longer do this. So spend all of your resources like crazy. Have fun with all of the characters now, whilst you still can, because once you've completed the campaign, it won't be free. The same can be done with weapons as well. If we go to this weapon page and click modify, we can click this button down here to reset all of our stuff. With mythic weapons, you do lose 10% of glimmer, though. The same can be said with exotics if you're curious as well. They have the same rule about losing glimmer. If you are lucky enough to pull Gwynn, you might not want to keep pulling for extra rolls of her. If you really like Gwynn, then go for it, but there's another hero coming out soon called Estella. And the exotic weapon in the end of the battle pass is specifically for Estella, the upcoming hero. So you're going to get an exotic that you can fully build out with all of these resources that you can put on Estella. There's actually gameplay of her from previous betas online, so save your limited draws because you might actually prefer to get your hand on Estella instead of another roll of Gwynn. Now obviously this isn't going to matter if you want to max out Gwynn. In that case, you should spend all of your resources as soon as you can before this event ends in 3 weeks' time. Here's a fun tip to get more free draws. If you run around Haven, listen out for a cat's meow. Once you hear the meow, just find the cat. Now, before I talk about this cat, there are 4 different cats that appear every day. You can only pet 1 cat though. The cats will be randomly spawned throughout the map. Here are some of the locations on the screen. If you know where the cat is, make sure to drop it in the chat so other people know. This way you're helping out other players. And in the future, if you can't find the cat yourself, you can always ask chat as well. So once you found the cat, pet the cat. First click pet. It will then tell you what it wants. In this case, it wants RSR exclusive fish. Now, if that's not clear enough, RSR means Red Sea Rift. So if we click here, we can go to the fishing areas and fish for those fish. Now, I've already got some myself, so I can see what they are. For example, we could give the cat one of these. For the fun of it, let's give the cat one of these rare fishes. So now we talk to the cat again, we put in the right fish, and then we click feed. If you don't give it the right fish, you won't get a reward. Now, you can do this once per day. And by the way, the cat's super cute. But now you can go to your inventory and open up the reward. And we got 1 Lumia leaf. Bit of a rip, but you can get random draws from there as well if you're lucky. I thought that maybe rarity fish would give you a higher chance, but from my experiment, that doesn't seem to be the case. So maybe just use your super common fish, because the rarer fish you can sell for more tokens. For example, this exotic fish goes for 200. Completing these bounties will get you keys. Now, these keys can be used in Frontline's mission. If you go to the map area, you can find Frontline's missions in any of these places once you've progressed further enough through the game. Frontline's rewards will give you optics, mods for your guns, and these massively improve the power of your weapons. However, because you can only get a limited number of keys, 6 per week, you should wait till the end of the week before you use these keys. Because there's a level cap on the server right now, if you wait till the end of the week, you'll be able to boost your level higher and improve your reward level, which gives you the chance of getting better value mods. So save your keys till the end of the week. And sometimes when you defeat a Frontline's boss, a rare drone will appear. You can interact with it multiple times to get stacks of reputation for that area and some glimmer. The game doesn't tell you this that often, but getting mythics isn't a big deal. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of mythics myself, but most of them aren't going to be that useful for me, because every time you get a mythic, you'll get random rolls on the Mythic, 3 in total. You're going to want to get Mythic rolls that are suitable for whatever build you're building. For example, the Mythic that I'm using right now has the Subsistence perk, which reloads 33% of the magazine from reserves. So just keep in mind that not every Mythic is going to be great. Obviously, Mythics will be better than Legendaries, but you want to farm multiple Mythics until you get the best rolls for them, and then consider fully upgrading that weapon with the best mods you have available. Another quick tip is that if you put one of these mods on your gun, they'll be stuck on that gun forever. However, even though I've put all of these mods on this Sworn Oath right here, if I go to another Sworn Oath, I can go to the mod section and equip the mods from another Sworn Oath. So essentially, if you put mods onto a weapon, it's going to be locked to that weapon forever. But if you have multiple copies of that weapon, you can swap the mods between the copies. Right now, everyone's talking about which hero is most powerful, notably calling out people like Gwynn, Tan2, and Yolda. But here's the real secret. The most powerful heroes are the ones that you can max out their talent tree with, because that's where heroes get really powerful. To max out talent trees, you need to get multiple rolls of the same hero. You literally need to get the hero multiple times. So I got really lucky with Gwynn. I managed to get an extra roll with her. However, to get all of the way to the very end, I'm going to need multiple more rolls of Gwynn to fully max her out. With the way that Gwynn's dropping right now in the small odds, that's not very likely. It's going to be far more likely for me to fully max out someone like Kaba. For example, I'm already making progress here. Or better yet, focus on building out Wolf, especially in the early to mid game, because all of Wolf's draws will be available for free just by playing the game, whereas every other character only has draws within the gacha system. But don't take that the wrong way. That doesn't mean you should only build out one hero. You're going to need multiple heroes with different element types to tackle different content. And more importantly, if you go to the adventures place, you can then select Iron Commander. At this point, you can actually automate collecting different resources whilst you're offline. For example, let's say I want to farm the loot in this heroic strike. I can then put in 3 of my heroes, click confirm, and then send them on an ops that will take a couple hours whilst I'm offline, and they will farm the loot for me. You can only do this once per day at the moment, but maybe that will change in the future. This resource here, the overclock capacitor, is really valuable because it allows you to double your rewards, saving you a lot of time when you take part in events. It will use double pinnacle energy, but it's essentially like you're running a strike twice, but you only have to do the strike one time. So it's going to save a lot of your real life time here. But you can't get many of these over time. There is a limited number of ways to get them. So take advantage of the different ways you can get them each week so you don't miss out. You can get 5 per week from the Fortuna Dust exchange store. You can get 5 per week by doing the casual activity, weekly activity here. That's just taking part in any of these casual activities. You can get 3 weekly from the Wolf Pack exchange store. And of course, there are other ways to unlock it just by completing different events. So keep an eye on these events. There's also a bunch of promo codes you can use to get free stuff. If you open the settings menu, scroll down, click other, and then click redeem, you can put in promo codes there. I've got a video showcasing all of the promo codes currently working on screen right now.